Yo, what's up, guys? We're back. Yeah, what's up? All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today's Monday, May 24th. I'm about to go to the gym. I'm about to go train. We got bench day. I feel pretty good, so I think I'm gonna hit something nice, which is kind of why I whipped out the camera. I'd actually planned on filming a little bit last week, and I did film a little bit, but then some stuff happened and I didn't really like it, so I was like, nah, I'm not gonna post that. But anyway, bench today, we feel good. I was just working on something. I'm working on a little article for the website, so that should be up. Hopefully, I'll probably finish in the next 2 days, and I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, but it should be up relatively the same time. More on that later, but the link's gonna be in the description. But anyway, new video, obviously. What's up? Let's go hit some bench. I just saw the bench workout, so it's actually Tuesday right now. It's like Tuesday evening. I actually just got back from squatting, but I wanted to go back and talk about the bench because that was kind of the whole point of this video, was kind of to explain stuff. I know in my last video I talked about on bench I wanted to feel at least 455 one more time, and that's what I did. So I felt it. The pause was a little sus. Probably not really, it wasn't really much of a pause, but anyway, as I was going up, my back did cramp up, so I was able to maintain and complete the rep, which I will go over in a little bit, kind of why that is, besides just being built different. But yeah, so 455, I did want it to move a little bit better, but 430 kind of flew up, and I was in control of it. My arms were feeling good. Sometimes I do have like some bicep tendon stuff problems, but it was feeling good. It was all synced up, and I was like, today's probably the day I should probably feel this out. But anyway, we're now about 4 weeks out, so going into meet 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm not actually counting that much. I just know it's June 19th. But anyway, so now I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to feel it. So going to the meet, I kind of know where my numbers are at, but anyway, for bench, anything over 450 I'd be pretty ecstatic with, because that's a lot of weight if you think about it, you know. It's like 450 pounds, like you're pressing that up, like what? Okay, but anyway, so this dude asked me for some bench tips, or like, he told me he was stuck on bench. He was watching me bench, and we kind of talked over a few things. But anyway, I kind of wanted to write down some tips that I don't see like a lot of people. Some of these a lot of people talk about, but there's one thing I'm going to mention here that I do that I know I've never heard anywhere else, and it's kind of just the way I've always benched. And I've mentioned this in 1 or 2 of my previous videos. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk. First of all, I asked him what his routine was. So consistency and frequency are probably the 2 most important things. Obviously, if you want to build a bigger bench, 1, you got to be consistent over time, and 2, you got to have enough frequency there to develop the skill. So strength is a specific skill displayed. So if you want to be good at if you want to be good at benching, you have to practice that skill, and you have to develop and be very good at that specific skill to display the strength. Okay, so consistency and frequency. So that means if you're generally, frequency, depending on your split or what you're into, should be at least 2 times a week. So 2 to 3 times a week. You can get above that more advanced, but honestly, if you're more advanced, there's a bunch of other stuff going on. But at least 2 times a week you should be benching. If you've been consistently benching 2 times a week for a decent amount of time, I would say go ahead and bump that up to a light 3rd day and kind of work that in, see how you can handle it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about my biggest bench tip is being in control and then exploding up. So that sounds so basic, but what I mean is, so think about those little Hot Wheel cars that you wind up and then you hold them and then you let go and then they shoot off. Okay, that's what I think of when I bench. So if I'm here, okay, so if I'm here, let's see if my triceps can pop a little bit, kind of. Okay, so if I'm here, right, when I go down, if you notice, one thing I do when I bench, I always go down, I descend super in control. So I'm going down here, I'm in control, and essentially to me, we're just winding up the car till we get to here, and all of a sudden pause. You get that press command, you let that car go. Okay, so I do a little bit of a sync a sink technique instead of a soft touch. I just like the sink technique more because the sink technique is gonna allow me to get out of my weak point. The majority of people's weak points on bench is off the chest. So by sinking it and exploding, I'm able to get extra help out of that weak point. But when we descend, okay, so we're rearing back the car, and when we descend, our bar path shouldn't be straight, okay? So it should be a little bit, I don't know how to draw this in the camera to where it makes sense, but if you just watch my bar path, so I'm here, right? I'm tucking my elbows in. So when I'm on my chest, see how my knuckles are not straight up. My knuckles are tilted back towards my head a little bit. And that's because when we press up from the bench, we want the bar to travel towards our head and not straight up. So there's actually this study done on like elite bench pressers and their bar path between elite and a novice bench presser. A novice bench presser typically presses straight up, whereas an elite bench presser is gonna press back more towards their head, and it's gonna give them a more mechanical advantage. So if you watch a lot of the elite bench pressers on Instagram, or just at meets in their videos, their bar path isn't straight up. When they come down, right, their elbows are tucked, their knuckle angle is actually more towards their head, and when they press straight up, they're going straight up more towards their head, as you can see. So that's probably my biggest tip, and that kind of pairs with leg drive. And I don't want to get into too much detail because this is already kind of long. I can see the timer right here, and my whole point was not to make this long. My point was just to offer a few quick bench tips. So wind up, so control, wind, think you're winding up that car, get ready to explode. Tuck those elbows, keep your knuckles back. Now as our knuckles are tucked back towards our head, we're squeezing the bar, right? Okay, so we're back in, squeezing the bar. Our chest is popped. We don't have a big arch, and I'm not really talking about big arch benchers, because big arch benchers are very technically sound, whereas if they're off by a centimeter or 1 degree of something, they're gonna fail. Whereas more of a smaller arch bencher, we're still popped our chest out and we're exploding. Because we do a sink technique, we're gonna be able to muscle it up a lot more, okay? So as we do that, just think knuckles back towards head, sink, explode up. Now when we explode up, that's right when we want to initiate our leg drive. And I see a lot of people struggle with leg drive, and to be honest, it's one of those concepts to where it's like, you don't really know you're doing it until you do it, and you feel it, and you're like, oh damn, that's it. So it's kind of one of those things I like to flip a switch on. So I usually don't even activate all my leg drive when I bench, unless I know I need to flip the switch. So I typically just casually, I can get to the point now to where I can casually bench 405, but then if I really want to go higher, I'll flip the switch, activate some leg drive, and get going. Because it doesn't make a huge difference as some people think, but it does make a difference. And my biggest thing is, make sure your legs are in a stable position. So watch where I set my feet up. They're in a stable position, and then as soon as I go to press, right, so my knuckles are facing towards my head a little bit, the bar is going to go up towards my head, so I want to drive into the ground back up towards my head like I'm trying to slide myself off the bench, and that's going to get all my force going into one direction. So I hope that made sense. You can actually see when I bench, I might play it right here, that you can actually see the fact that like my legs visually shake because I'm driving so hard to get that up. And as long as you drive up towards your head, your butt should stay down. I've never had a problem with my butt lifting, and I credit that to the way I drive up. So yeah, those are just kind of, if I had to give some bench press tips that I think would help the most that I haven't seen, because a lot of the stuff like half the stuff I mentioned is pretty popular, so I know like that's out there. So I kind of wanted to put my own spin on it that I know wasn't necessarily out there. So that's me putting it out there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you all probably today's squats. So decent squat workout today, felt decent, but go ahead and check these out. squats, as you saw, ooh, peep that LeBron jersey in the background. Hopefully game 2's tonight. Obviously if you're watching this you already know what happened, but hopefully the Lakers can come back and tie it up at 1-1. But anyway, squats were decent. 585 at 7, probably more of a true 7 there. I really need to make sure as the next 3 weeks that we really stay in tune with what we're supposed to do. So hit that, felt decent. 535 for 4, 7 to 8, felt decent too. Squats been feeling a little weird lately, but I think I know what's been going on. So hopefully we get it fixed, and I will have an update for y'all that next video. But anyway, going forward, so I mentioned at the very beginning of this video there was an article coming out. It hasn't been, I don't know when this video is going up, but the article's done. I'm in the process of editing it. I gotta make sure it gets checked out, so make sure it checks all the boxes and it looks good. Like, there's a process I go through for that. So regardless, the website's linked below in the description. Just go to articles. You might see it, you might not, but it's going to be about recovery modalities and their application in training, the most popular ones we see. So foam rolling, massage guns, cupping, cold water immersion is essentially what the article covers. So it's going to be on the website within the next 3 to 4 days, hopefully sooner. But if it's not open this time, this video goes out, it will be up soon. So links in the description, just pay attention for that. And I'm gonna post that on my Instagram and my social media, which is linked down below as well. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, let me know, and smash thumbs up. I'll see y'all later.